2003 BMW 745 Li. What's up, YouTubers? I'm doing the front brake pads and the rotors on this BMW 745 Li. First thing you want to do, make sure the car is parked, and you also want to check the rear tires. Get out your jack, find a place to jack it up. On this car there's a piece right here, like a square rubber solid piece to jack the car. So you put the jack right here and jack it up right here. Okay, next step, you wanna break the lug nuts loose before you jack it up. Break them like half a turn, then you can jack it up. 17 mm socket with a breaker bar. You can use a breaker bar, or if you have your ear tool, your impact gun, you can use that. I have ear tools, but I'm just using the breaker bar, and then you loosen the lug nuts. Okay, this is the caliper right here, caliper bracket. There's 2 bolts, Allen key. There's 2 dust cover. Just take off the dust cover, one here, and the other one at the bottom, right there. So you can see it right here. Next one on top here. Use a 3/8 ratchet with a Allen key 7mm Allen key socket, or you can use the regular Allen key. Break these 2 bolts loose. Okay, remove this rattle clip that holds the caliper to the bracket, so it won't shake like this. If you don't put this rattle clip back, anti-rattle clip back, it's gonna shake. You break these 2 sliding pin loose and just pull them out. As you can see, that one is already out. Just pull these 2 out, sliding pins. Okay, these are the 2 sliding pins. As you can see, one is longer than one. The longer one goes at the bottom, and the shorter one goes on the top of the caliper. You're gonna want to also open your hood and locate your brake fluid reservoir and open the cap on it, loosen the cap. This cover is right here. It's a clip here, just press it out, pry it up and pull towards you. That's where your brake fluid reservoir is. Slide it in. Now open it like this and leave the cork unscrew and just leave it on top. So when you push it back, the piston in the caliper, the brake fluid comes out back. So if it's full, you need to take some off, some out. But if it's not full, you can leave it just like that. To get the caliper off, you use a small screwdriver or pry bar. There's a window here. Just stick it in there and press the inner brake pad inward, so you can press the caliper piston back in a little, so you can get some clearance to wiggle the caliper off like this. And you just put it aside here, get a bungee or something and tie it up to secure it. You don't want it to fall. get off the rotor, you need to take off this small screw hole in the rotor in place. It's a 6 mm Allen key. You need to use some WD-40 or penetrating oil. Spray it a little, let it sit for a couple of seconds, and tap it on the outside right here to break up the rust, and then try to loosen it. If you don't do that, this bolt is stuck in there, and you can damage the head. Then you're gonna have to drill it out or grind it out or cut it or something. So make sure you spray some WD-40 and break up the rust, and to keep the rotor from spinning. While you do that, just put a small pry bar in here with a screwdriver to hold it so the rotor won't spin, and you try to take out this small screw that's holding the rotor. Next step, I'm gonna loosen these two bolts here. This one here and one at the bottom here. That holds the bracket. You need to take off the bracket to get the rotor off also. Two 18 mm bolts holding the bracket. This one right here. You can use a 18 mm box wrench. Just put it on here like this and tap it with a hammer to break it loose. The bottom one you can use a sharp socket to break it loose. You already break them loose. This is a bracket here. You can tap your rotor to get it out. Give it a couple of taps with this hammer around here, the top here, and the back a little if you're not using it back, and it's going to come off. You can see this rotor is damaged in here. I did the front brakes on this before a couple of months back, and the rotor was damaged, and I told the guy the brake pad was all the way grind out, and the metal on the brake pad was grinding on the rotor on this side. So I told him it's best you change the rotor also, because the brake pad gonna finish in a couple of months. It's gonna damage your brake pad. So now he came back a couple of months after. A lot of people, they change when they doing a brake job, they just change the pads, but it's also good to check the rotor and see if it's good, or there's a lot of lines like this one here, like deep grooves. You need to replace it. So there's but he didn't come back. He came back now a couple of months after, so probably he didn't have the time or the money, or just lazy to come back. This happens to a lot of people. They just do the brake pads and they don't check the rotor. And if your rotor is bad, makes no sense you put on the new brake pad, because you're gonna have, in a couple of months, you're gonna have to change the pads again and the rotor. So now you bought the new rotors and new brake pads. This is a new rotor. You also want to check your old rotor and new rotor to see if they're the same size, because like a quarter inches or quarter inches off can cause it not to work. It can jam the brackets, so you, especially when you're buying online, you want to use some brake parts cleaner. Clean the surface of the inner side, because they put a kind of oil on it, anti-rust oil on it, so it won't rust when they ship it out or when it's in storage. Clean the inside and the outside and then put it on back.
No good, man.
Okay, the rotor is back on, bolt back on. Now I'm gonna take out the pads that I replaced before. As you can see, they're not that bad, but there's a lot of lines in it from the old rotor groove, so I'm just gonna put the new ones back in. Just slip the two off, bring it out, and then put your new ones back in. Compress the piston back into the caliper. This one just had to go in like a less than a quarter inches, because the brake pad, old brake pads didn't wear out that quick, so I just had to press it in less than quarter inches back in using a C-clamp. Can use some brake lube to put on the points that make contact with the caliper, the brake pad. You can use some grease, not too much, and or brake lube or the brake caliper grease, anything, and just slide this one back in. Put the inner one first, and just snap it in there. Like that. Then the next one, put some of the grease on these points and a little on this piece here, and then you just put it back in here. So you want to clean up these edges right here with a wire brush or sandpaper, because these part here of the bracket, the the brake pad, this piece here, it makes contact here. You want to clean it up and put some brake caliper grease on it. Use some brake spot cleaner, spray it down a little, then clean it up. Clean it up with sandpaper or a wire brush, then put some grease in the hair, this piece, because the pads they slide back and forth on this bracket. Okay, the bracket is back on. Make it nice and tight. The bottom one, it's right here. Make it nice and tight also. And the brake pad is already in. And just all you gotta do is put the brake pad, put the caliper on and bolt it back together. Caliper is back on. Make sure you clean if your sliding guides, sliding pin, whatever you call them, it's rusted. Clean them up also and put some light coat of grease on them. Because the caliper it slides, it slides on these two. Make no sense you put new brake pads, rotor, and you don't check your sliding guides pin, because when you apply the brake, the caliper, if this is rusted and there's no lube on them, it won't slide back and forth a little properly. You just put them back on. And also remember, the long one goes at the bottom and the short one goes on the top. Just put them back on, make them nice and tight. You don't want to kill the sliding pins. As soon as they bottom out, they touch the caliper. That's it. As soon as it touch and bottoms out, you can't turn it anymore. That's good enough. You don't want to break them or damage the head. That's it. Okay, everything is back on, and don't forget to put back this anti-rattle clip. If you don't put this whole caliper gonna shake like this. When you drive and you apply the brakes, it's gonna shake like this, and you're gonna want to know what's, it's gonna vibrate. This anti-rattle clip helps it to hold on this caliper to the bracket. We're going like this. That fits into the side of the bracket here, both sides. Just clips in there, snap it in, and that's it. This is the driver's side I'm doing. The passenger side. The driver's side is the same. Just there's a sensor to put in the inner brake pad. I'm going to show you how to put in the sensor on the other side. And that's it. That's how you replace your brake pads and your rotors on your BMW 745 Li. Okay, this is a driver's side with the sensor. The driver's side only have a brake pad sensor. There's a box here. You just open this box and then gently pry out this. This is brittle. As you can see, the top part of the plastic casing is broken off because it's brittle. You just open this box here and take this out and just like take them off, take it out the wire from these hooks here, and just pry this off like this. And this part is the whole sensor wire. This is the new one. This part here goes in the inner brake pad. Goes in like this, snaps in on this notch right here. Just snap it in like this. The flat surface part of the sensor gonna be inside. Just snap in like this. And you just put your pad back on the caliper and fish the wire, sensor wire, this wire through back here, clip it on here and then put it back, connect it here, make sure you connect it properly to this female section here, and you put it back in the box and close the box, and that's it. So you place the sensor on the brake pad sensor on the driver's side. If you like this video, click like, thumbs up, comment, leave a comment, question, suggestion, and if you find this video helpful, also subscribe. And remember, always observe all safety precaution when working on your car or anything. Use jack and jack stand. And also close the reservoir back and pump the brakes up and take it for a test drive. Thanks for watching. Tires back on, and the lug nuts is knocked up. I took the jack off with the jack stand. Now it's time to torque them. If you have a torque wrench, you can use a torque wrench, or you can just do them in a crisscross pattern here, or a star pattern here. Go up here, and you come down here, here. Make them nice and tight. It's all finished. Pump it up before you start it. Yeah, it's nice and hard. Farm right now.